Hey everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Travis. Really great to have you today for this rendition of our Impossible Founders series. Really great to be able to talk to you today and also share a lot more about our current IDO on Impossible. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Travis, I think you have a bevy of experience from the kind of traditional VR world and a lot of stuff bridging the tech and the kind of commerce side of the world. So could you share a little more about you yourself and the rest of the team?
Yeah, so I mean, Highstreet really has a very diverse core team, I would say. We're not quite like a traditional NFT or DeFi project. We came from all different walks of life. A lot of us have been working together for over 6 years on virtual reality, specifically on tech, on computer vision, on starting from the very beginning of this wave of virtual reality since 2015, and seeing the industry grow, seeing how use cases of commerce or gaming and various different things kind of like fall into place. But a lot of this right now on the high street team come from various other places in the world as well, from crypto natives, traders, collectors, to investors in Pokemon cards and other traditional collectibles. We also have people in traditional arts from Sotheby's, for example. We got game developers, designers, all the way to corporate consultants from McKinsey. So really a big, diverse group of people that really share all different experiences coming together to really form this project. And I think that's what make us who we are as well. We're not just building a game. We're not just kind of building a collectible project or a DeFi platform. It's really holistically a big group effort to create an entire metaverse that both brands and players can enjoy.
Yeah, I think that resonates a lot with us as we're very bullish on this NFT and metaverse kind of thesis here. And the metaverse really shouldn't be built for just one type of enthusiast, right?
Mhm.
But really it should be for everyone. And I think, as a kid, I collected a lot of sports collectibles, and I always wondered, when could I actually upgrade my player inside, let's say an NBA game or something, right? But I think that the bridging the worlds of the on chain and off chain is something that you guys are in a really interesting position to do. So would love to hear a little bit more on your kind of ultimate vision and goal.
Mhm. Yeah, so like all the things you covered, right? The vision for us is really to build a decentralized metaverse where brands can seamlessly integrate their products into our game. And I don't just mean product placements, but actually write in the products into the lore of the game, into the story itself. We got this multi-island system. It is an MMORPG, where each island has a different ecology, different monsters. Some are underwater, some are floating in the air, some are inside volcanoes. And really, it's complete whack if you look at the whole map together. And this is a way where any brand can have a place in High Street. We're also super bullish on interoperability between metaverses. So recently, Animoca joined us as lead investor, and these guys I think really gets it right. They have the right idea. They're going in the right direction. They've invested in a bunch of companies, not just games, but tech from on-chain tools, custody, bridges, just about everything in the space. So, to collaborate, we are inviting a bunch of their portfolio game tokens to be able to cross over to High Street, where we can provide a little bit of added utility to their products, whether it's driving an F1 Delta Time car or having Chain Guardian characters come to life as a police force, like this RoboDuck we had, our demo the other day. And they designed it for us. We kind of make it 3D, come to life, animate it, and have it become an NPC in the game itself, where it prevents players from going into the wrong areas and stuff like that. That's still under development. So it's really High Street becoming a playground like Ready Player One for everybody, not just players, not just brands, but really for projects as well. I think what we want to do is be a place like Ready Player One where people join us for all the things they can do, but stay for all the things they can be, and that would just make us pretty happy.
I think that's a great slogan to put on a T-shirt. I think that gets me excited. But I think you mentioned some great brands, and I recently bought a gaming computer and I have a F1 game there now. It'd
Uh-huh.
be really cool if that was an NFT, right? Rather than just, I think I'm just Lewis Hamilton, right? I'm not doing anything fancy, and I'm, I'm
Absolutely.
I'm playing on easy mode, right? But I think last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about involving players on all sides of spectrums. I think today in the metaverse space, we see a lot of maybe like high barriers to entry. And meanwhile, we also have play to earn, right, on the very mobile heavy side of the gaming space currently. And really curious to hear more about how you guys plan to mesh both of those together inside this kind of integrated kind of metaverse and gaming experience.
Yeah, so I think there's quite a bit of things to kind of go over in this particular case. I think like gaming is something for us that it's changing over time. So like when you think of like the original console wars or even before that, where gaming itself is really an artistic expression of the creator, where you create a world and people generally play it and they look at what's inside your mind. They go through these challenges and things like that. But as we kind of evolve our gaming industry, where more and more things are being added to virtual worlds and different things are possible. If you look at Fortnite and how they're integrating concerts and stuff like that, digital worlds are becoming a little bit more um, than than just art. And I think that's what separates a game from being a metaverse and having virtual world goes from artistic expression to a lifestyle itself. So I think for us, that's what we're looking at as well. I think MMORPG game is a base, and it allows you to create a character, have a purpose, potentially have a job. And for us right now, we have two classes or two job advancements you can be. First one is archery, if you want to be a bowman, or a brawler if you like to kind of take things close and personal. This gives you a job, and this allows you to I think in a way connect to the game and have a way to start playing the game. But the metaverse itself is about something a little bit more than that as we kind of introduce brands and real products into this world. So our metaverse is all about connecting real world brands to the digital world through this MMORPG. And I think one of the differentiating aspects of us compared to some of the other games is the fact that we're trying to create a sustainable economy built by carving out a new market for these brands to expand into. So with play to earn, you typically entice players to complete certain game actions in exchange for a yield. And I think there's a ton of great examples in the crypto world already that does this. But what we want to do is make that game action that's being performed also being able to create value for these brands. If playing a game or if by playing this game you're actually generating value, stimulating the economy, then I think this action becomes a very powerful mechanism in the existing retail industry, beyond just kind of the game itself or the utility gained by just playing the game, but having real life consequences in actual industry. Uh, I would say value. We take products from brands and augment its utility by adding game functions to it. This creates an additional sales channel for brands without the need to increase inventory or I would say require additional costs. It basically, in a way, we're making the time expenditure of gamers into something that contributes to society. And in return, brands products from T-shirts growing into armor, or lipsticks turning into weapons, or perfume becoming potions. These are all examples of how products, when entering the metaverse, also augments its powers or utility. And in a way, we're creating a separate universe or alternate universe where these products have extended value. So I think that's something that is super interesting about this play to earn and mashing with gaming and brands and kind of e-commerce and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love this idea of like an offline and online connection between these, different assets, and that would definitely draw me to, buy a new pair of Nikes or, do something if I can also get it, attached to my avatar. So I can see, that you guys are really thinking quite a bit about, the next wave of how this can mesh like digital and physical kind of lifestyles. Yeah, I think you hinted at a few of the kind of crossovers that you already will be able to do, such as the Formula One example with Animoca and F1 Delta Time. Do you have any other kind of examples of other kind of products that might be doing something similar?
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys are discussing. I'm not even sure if it's announced yet, but there's plenty of other games that I'm sure you guys are talking to, and one of the ones that we're very bullish on is Genopets. Super interesting concept of taking that Pokemon Go experience and connecting the crypto aspect to it, and allowing people to earn by being active and really turning it once again the game function, the game mechanics into something that's a little bit more valuable than just chasing yield in a specific in-game environment. So yeah, we are looking at crossovers there. We have a bunch of islands, and one of them could be specifically dedicated to Genopets, where when players in our metaverse who hold tokens, maybe Genopets in their wallets, upon visiting this island, they can spawn them as a companion. They can buy certain products to dress up their specific genopaths. They can do various things to kind of tie things together, or even teleport into that game itself, where certain action that takes place on that island also rewards you in this kind of like genopath world. And I think that kind of crossover is going to be very, very common. We also work with other kind of crypto projects, right, in different light. So Vera Financial, for example, those guys just launched recently as well, and they do mortgage systems on smart contracts. So by integrating their system or their technology into Highstreet, we allow you to level the kind of playing field between whales and newcomers in terms of real estate. Because generally speaking, if you have a very limited supply of real estate, like the one we showed earlier with the space suite and stuff like that, the whales come in and they'll probably snipe it all. And players who were early but don't have quite a lot of tokens to begin with might not be able to enjoy the game as much. So
Right.
using this mortgage system, you can buy it first and pay it later by playing the game. So it's a really
Mm,
win-win situation for everybody else. We are actually building an island for Flamingo DAO as well. So NFT crossover is something that's super exciting for us. An island to show off their curation and have members actually be residences in our metaverse space on their own island. That's something that I think would be very, very interesting as a platform to kind of grow from. We are working with Binance NFT as well, kind of trying to figure out a way to turn their Binance platform, and in our case, turning it into a beach. So it's really about how do we take some Web3 platform that's kind of displayed in 2D on a screen, but then imagine it, then manifest it into this 3D environment where you can walk around and enjoy interacting with. So that's something that I think we're going to be heavily focused on, and we've already done that with our own platform, right? Our limited edition marketplace, which just launched a couple of days ago, actually yesterday. Um, is now fully traversable in our metaverse space, and users will be able to try that out come later this month. So we're pretty excited to see kind of all this really happening in real life.
amazing. Yeah, I think you hinted at something about like the fairness of being able to get into some of these, assets and other kind of platforms and drops. And I think you guys have some very interesting kind of pricing mechanisms. Do you mind sharing a bit more on Streetsmart and
Yeah, yeah.
the
So
other things you guys are building?
yeah, absolutely. We are big DeFi fans, first of all, and I think DeFi really is a great wealth transfer for a lot of younger people like us. We come into the world, and we don't really have everything cut out for us, but come tech and DeFi and stuff like that, and really help us use what we're good at to kind of level the playing field for ourselves. So we're trying to kind of spread that love a little bit more into kind of the product world and some of the other industries. So street smart, honestly, it's kind of like a word we created, or the a product we created to help explain what a bonding curve is. Um, so a couple years ago, there was a product by Uniswap called Unisocks, and a bunch of us kind of bought in early and didn't think much of it. But turns out it's actually quite interesting because with every purchase, the price goes up. And of course, you get an ERC20 token, and you can sell it back to the market at any time. You can wait for the price to go up and then sell it to make a profit, but also you can redeem it and get a physical product, right? So that got us thinking into creating an exchange based on this mechanism. And around our network, there's a lot of influencers who are very good at building hype, but not so good at monetizing it. If you look at a lot of the influencers or celebrities trying to start apparel companies, they generally don't turn out too successful. And it's just because lifestyle and they're not operators and whatnot. So selling a product at a fixed price tend not to work so well. So with Street Smart, what you can do is as a new brand or as a influencer, maybe with a big following, and you want to launch an apparel or some kind of merchandise, but you don't know what to price it at. You want to start a limited edition product. Then what you can do is drop it with Highstreet, and we'll take care of that price discovery for you while giving your user guaranteed liquidity. So how it works is you select how many items you want to sell, a max supply, let's say 200 or 500 or whatever it is. Then you give me an initial price that you want to start with, and typically it's a little bit lower than market price. Um, and maybe let's say you start with $50, $12, whatever it is, and then you push the news out there to all your followers, and all of a sudden people are coming in to buy, and as long as the price is undervalued or fair, people will keep buying, and that price will keep increasing. And then when it gets to a certain point, people might start selling because they're thinking, okay, this might be a little bit over the top, or maybe this is kind of where I feel comfortable selling. And as people do that, the price will slide back down until people think it's undervalued again and start buying. So you kind of have this automated price discovery mechanism where your market or your users, your community, and your fans are determining what your products are worth. So if you're really good at monetizing hype and really good at kind of like talking to your followers and hyping them up and exciting them with good products, then essentially the market dictates how much you're worth. And I think that's something that's super exciting for a lot of the big influencers or up and coming influencers who are really thinking about starting their own brand as a way to diversify from sponsorship and having kind of an income of their own that's from their own product. So I think that's something that is super interesting, and it's really a launch pad for our metaverse where new brands can come in and sell limited edition products before they become a permanent resident, selling regular items in the game itself. So this is something that we're super excited to roll out. And for buyers, of course, it's guaranteed liquidity. Whatever money you put into gets put in a smart contract deposit first. So at any time when the curve is live, you can actually exit and sell, and there will always be enough money and liquidity in the market to pay you out. So that I think is it's a big difference or a big gain for buyers, just because a lot of them I know come from OpenSea or Raribles, where more than 80% of products sometimes isn't quite liquid or movable or sellable at all. So that's something that we're excited to be testing. And our Drop Zero that released yesterday is the greatest demonstration of that. Right, we started at 50, and we don't even have live tokens yet, and people need to actually buy one of our FOMO ducks, take that duck to the vault, get a chance to win vouchers and do it many times to accumulate 50 at a time, for the most part, to get enough V highs or vouchers essentially to purchase this Drop Zero. And now, even with all that friction, the price is already, I think, beyond 350. So that's something that I think is a great demonstration of how this product works.
Yeah, I love it. I think you touched on a lot of great things, whether it's giving, these creators and folks with this kind of brand or IP to be able to better monetize it. So it's not just slapping, George Foreman on a grill, right? Or some fixed price upside, but rather something that can really be flexible and really tap into some of these creators and influencers that have very close communities, as well as brands that have loyal buyers and purchasers of physical world assets that now can also potentially be sold in the digital space. I think this is super interesting and really taps into what the next generation of attention economy and these metaverses can achieve. And I'm really excited to see High Street be one of the leaders of this. Um, so I think overall, our team is super excited to be able to bring on High Street as our fourth launchpad, and are really excited to hopefully see what's next. So obviously, I believe we still have as many more days for users to continue staking IDA tokens to earn more high token allocation. And the purchase time, I think, it starts in 1 week on October
Mhm.
13th.
That's
So
correct.
if any users have not yet staked their IDIA, it's still not too late. And we would love to have more and more citizens join the High Street universe in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure. We love to kind of see people who are enthusiastic about the metaverse, maybe a little bit excited and want to see what's behind those VR glasses and stuff like that to join us. And we're really hoping for this virtual world to become something that allows people to have a little bit more freedom and unrestricted by the limitations of circumstances or physics in general. So super excited and welcoming everyone to High Street as new residents.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I had for you today, Travis. Really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's late for you as well, so really appreciate it. And let's do some great things with Impossible and High Street together.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you for having me. And most definitely, I think what we can come up with and work together on is going to be quite monumental for the industry. So yeah, keep at it, and we're going to keep working together. And let's see what we can do throughout the rest of this year.
Cheers. Really appreciate it, Travis.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.